What's going on, everyone? CJ back here with a brand new episode of the Madden 24 St. Louis Sentinels Franchise. That is right, welcome back. We are playing a great stretch of football here. Sentinels are on a 3-game win streak. Boom, boom, boom. You love to see it from the boys. And we got ourselves a rivalry rematch with the Cowboys here. And this game is super important because winner of this game will be the sole owner of first place in the NFC East. We're 6-4. Cowboys are 6-4. And remember, we played the Cowboys earlier in the season, and we only allowed them to score 7 points in that victory. So this is a really, really big one. Who is going to be atop the NFC East after Week 11? Let's see what Coach Smallz, the Prophet, has to say to the boys in the locker room here to get them pumped up. Let's go, fellas. We're going to be looking for revenge, so let's stay focused. I don't know why I talk like that. Play the way we're capable of once again and take care of business. Brandon Scherf has something to say. No need to try to do too much out there, guys. We know what it takes to beat them. We did it once. Time to do it again. Let's get that sweep, boys. So rinse and repeat. Complete the sweep of the Cowboys. I'm not sure if this little locker room scenario is new. I don't think I've seen it before. The Cowboys have had this marked on their calendar, and their players, not ours, maybe ours too, but their players will have +5 break tackle and +5 play rec, and our players don't even get it. Wow. So the Cowboys are just out for blood in this one. So it looks like it's going to fall on the shoulders of our breakout QB, JJ Ford, who already has superstar X Factor. So he can't go up any higher, but we'll see what the coach has to say. Coach Smallz says last game was another on the long list of stellar games from JJ Ford. Yes, it was. Are you expecting that again? Yeah, but he's created that reputation for himself. He really has. JJ Ford right now leading the league in passing, 3rd in the league in touchdowns, and I think now tied for interceptions. So we need to throw 1 or fewer picks and have 400 scrimmage yards or 4 total touchdowns with JJ Ford to get a significant amount of XP. Speaking of JJ Ford, I need to check something. Now, if you watched last week's episode, he got injured at the end. He's not out for any amount of games, so nothing to worry about there, but I got to see what my man's injury rating is because that was scary. I definitely held my breath. He's got 85 injuries, so I could just be a one-off scenario. And I mentioned this last week as well. I do like, not that I, of course, don't like injuries, never like to see that. But in Madden 23, when did you ever see a quarterback get injured? Never. I watched RBT videos where he literally tried to injure a quarterback and it was impossible. So I do like that they enhanced the realism and made it possible for quarterbacks to get injured. And look at that throw power, by the way, 99 throw power from the rookie from Fresno. You love to see it. Hey, assistant GM, tell me about a player that I should look at in the draft who's probably straight cheeks. That's what they usually do. Strong safety, Philip Scott. He is standing out in terms of IQ. Perfect. Let me take a look at his tape. I bet you he's like a projected 4th round pick. Consider scouting strong safety Philip Scott for further evaluation of his ability. I mean, we'll take a look at it. Why not? But one thing we do need to do in this episode here, it is week 11. We have to set our scouting focused players. Now, I've touched on the draft a little bit. I haven't gone into as much detail as I have in past franchises, but before we do that, let's just see this strong safety that we're talking about. What was his name? Philip Scott, round 2 to 3. Let's just see what Mr. Scott's about. He's a run support, 6 feet tall, 222. He's got B hit power, D zone coverage. I already don't like that. And yeah, I mean, he's not really the best athlete. So, I'm looking for somebody with high coverage skills, maybe somebody who can run around there on an island because our defense has been pretty sus at times. So I don't think that Philip Scott really necessarily makes the cut. Now, as far as the players that I am going to choose for my focus, I am going to look at left tackle Justin Burrell and cornerback Tony Hoover. We have a 1st round pick, a 2nd round pick. We have a 3rd round pick now and a 4th round pick thanks to that Montez Sweat deal. And we have a 6th round pick. And I will probably end up spending my 1st round pick on one of these 2 players. I'm thinking not necessarily, but they both look really good. So I got to know, and we can get both Burrell and Hoover up to 100% scouting, which will definitely help me to make my decision. Now, Justin Burrell is 6'6". He's from Georgia. He has a run block, not the best pass blocker, but the way that Brian Robinson, I mean, come on, how about Brian, man? This dude's been on a freaking tear lately. I like the run blocking, and look at, he's just a freak athlete. He's like Myles Garrett reincarnated, great to elite in all categories, and we really know, we know mostly everything about him. I do not like the F injury, though. I just saw that for the first time. So maybe that could be a deciding factor. I'm not 100% sure. And then getting a look at Tony Hoover here. First of all, the name Hoover as a cornerback sucking in balls from the opposing team's quarterback. What? Come on now. I would have a field day with that. He's a man-to-man archetype out of Washington, and he's got B zone coverage, B press, and A man coverage. That is amazing. I think Hoover might be the guy, but the tackle Burnell might give him a run for his money, and I love the great to elite speed and the great to elite jumping, and we just want to see him suck some balls in. That's Tony Hoover, sucking in the balls.
Oh, hell no!
We got some other players here, lots of tackles. This was a strong class for tackles. Harold Stevenson, somebody I was looking at, but we know that he is not really a true 1 to 2 round, as we have him 100% scouted, so he probably won't be the answer. Joey Buckley looks really good, the defensive tackle out of South Carolina. And some other guards and corners, Andrew Simmons, we were talking about him a couple episodes ago, and then Brian Robinson just completely decided to play like a man possessed. But Nick Hardesty here, and shout out to my man in the comments, Nick Green, always giving me good feedback and good advice. I encourage you guys, if you guys have thoughts or suggestions or want to see me go a specific route in this franchise here, please comment down below. I'm very receptive to comments. I'm very communicative, and I know there's a lot of good Madden. A lot of you guys are much better Madden players than me, so I will take any advice that you would like to put in the comments. But Nick Hardesty, he's a run support guy too, just like the other strong safety that we were looking at. But the only difference with Nick and why I want to get him scouted 100% is if that man or zone is B, or even really C for that matter, he looks like a pretty good player. Not the best of athletes, but again, I want to move what's his name, Jartavius Martin, back into the slot corner role, and I need a free safety to take his place. Nick Hardesty might be the guy to do it. He's not projected to go round 2 to 3, so he could definitely be a viable option. So we are going to scout Nick Hardesty, we are going to scout Tony Hoover, and we're also going to scout Justin Burrell. And remember, we have the second private workouts that we'll get in the off season as well. So we'll get Hoover and Burrell to 100%, and then Nick Hardesty, hoping that we learn a little bit more about his man and his zone. Who in the world is this? F. Pickens, a star development corner sitting on our practice squad? I mean, he's not very good, but he's a rookie from Florida State, 63 rated overall, and he's star development. And there's a couple corners that are going to be on their way out probably after next season. Benjamin St-Juste comes to mind. Diamador Lenore probably comes to mind. So, I mean, we'll sign Freddie Pickens off of the practice squad to a 1-year, $870K deal. Not sure really the role he's going to play, but I mean, I guess we got this guy here, Holmes, about close to the same overall as him. So, yeah, we'll throw Freddie Pickens in his spot and see if he does anything. I'm not 100% sure if he will, but hey, it's worth a shot, right? All right, guys, I mentioned this is a big game. First time we played the Cowboys, we pretty much smoked them in Arlington, and now we are going to be back in front of the home crowd. We are short Jonathan Allen today, remember, so we'll see what type of role that plays in this game. But if we win this one, guys, we are on not only on a 4-game winning streak, but we will also have sole ownership of the #1 spot in the NFC East. So if you guys are fired up for this game, if you're loving this series so far, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed, you should subscribe, because I do drop Madden 24 content all the time, and I promise to give you good, great, fantastic content each and every week. So without further ado, guys, let's get down to Sentinel Field, taking on the NFC East rival Cowboys, and get ready for the game. We will see the Sentinels' high-powered offense. They've been high-powered as of late, putting some points on the board, that much is for sure, and looking to just keep this good football going, man. I've really been impressed. We're playing a good stretch of football here as Coach DJ Smallz gives his rookie quarterback some words of wisdom here. We'll get a look at forward stats, just just immaculate. I mean, it's going to be either him or Bart Burns that wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. I personally think it should probably be Ford, but they may give it to Burns just because Ford has had a little bit of the turnover bug. But let's be honest, it's Madden. Who doesn't have the turnover bug? We will come out in the shotgun here. First play of the game. Going to be a little mesh concept to our big body tight end, George Williams. You talk about another guy who's just playing a great stretch of football. George Williams has really come into his own. But I'll tell you who's really, really coming into their own is the guy that we're about to hand the ball off to, Brian freaking Robinson. He has back-to-back games over 150 yards, and we're looking to keep some of that momentum going. And I tried to get to the outside around Micah Parsons, but Logan Thomas was holding such a good block that he kind of drove Parsons back into me, and I wasn't really able to find the edge. So a loss of 1 does result. Now we do got Stephon Gilmore, we got Trayvon Diggs, and let's not forget about Deron Bland, who's also on this team as well. He might actually be, he's from Fresno State too, so probably JJ Ford's teammate, not in real life because Ford is a made-up character, but in this Madden franchise, maybe Deron Bland was on the same team as Ford. Want to run it away from Parsons as much as possible. And this I formation set has been the set that we've really seen a lot of success in with Robinson as of late. So we'll see if that trend continues today. Thought we had a hole there for a moment, but Brian is a little slow to get up, it would appear. And there's his last week's stats right there. 19 carries, a $170 on the ground. And of course, that's one touchdown run into the end zone as well. So Brian is looking like he may just be our franchise quarterback. Now we're going to come out shotgun here. Need Brian Robinson to block because Micah Parsons is over there hungry. And we'll just see who wants to get open on this play. It might be Bart Burns. It is Bart Burns with room to roam. Maybe that's why Burns is the front runner for Offensive Rookie of the Year, as he has been doing that a lot this season. And Ford hung back there in the pocket. We did have good protection too. I did have to let that route kind of develop. Brian Robinson doing his thing down there in the trenches. You love to see that, but we hung in there in the pocket for just long enough for Burns to get free. It was a good, accurate pass from JJ Ford. And just like that, we're already down to the 3-yard line. Okay, 4-yard line. My bad. We're on the 4-yard line. And I think this is a scenario where we give it to Mr. Ninth in the running for MVP. Yeah, that's right. You heard me correctly. We will run behind big old right guard Brandon Scherf. Hopefully he can spring us free. And that may just be a holding on our center. Oh, no, it's a face mask. A face mask. Okay, so face mask on Denzel Perryman. Shout out to the Austin Armadillos. Madden 23 Cupcake Relocation Franchise. My first series, he was on our team. On the Dillos, we relocated the Houston Texans. That series is on my channel as well if you'd like to see it. Brian couldn't get quite enough of what we needed. That will bring up 2nd and goal. Try one more time with B-Rob here, hoping that he can power into the end zone, which he will. There we go. Flex on him, Brian, as he leads the league. I want to say, yes, he leads the league in rushing touchdowns. I believe that's 14 for the young man, possibly 15. At any rate, it's exactly what we needed to get the first score of the game against a Cowboys team that apparently is going to have upgraded stats in this one. I believe it was +5 to break tackle and +5 to play rec. So we'll see if that benefits them on the offensive side of the ball. And here comes Dak. Dak Prescott. His Cowboys just lost a heartbreaker to the Bills the other day. It's the 19th as I record this here Tuesday. And Dak having a good season here in Madden as well. Not near the amount of yards as Ford, but it's Dak and Lamar Jackson who are above our quarterback JJ Ford in touchdown passes. So he's definitely having a productive season for sure. We'll get our first look at Tony Pollard, another former Austin Armadillos. Go watch that series, man. I'll tell you this much. This is my 2nd series on YouTube. The Cupcake Relocation Franchise was my inaugural series, and I think it's pretty good. It took me a little while, about 5 or 6 episodes to really find my voice. So if you watch that one from the beginning, you'll see me much more timid and such.
Wow.
As that's a nice pass there to Michael Gallup, and he breaks a tackle. Gain of 26 on the play. But you might hear me a little bit more, inside my shell, so to speak, in that series. But once I got it going and, figured out how I wanted to talk into the microphone, that series was fun. It was very, very fun. So go check it out. I'm not going to talk about that series now because we got bigger fish to fry here. We are playing as the St. Louis Sentinels. And there's Dante Fowler playing in the absence of our defensive tackle, Jonathan Allen. And Tony Pollard finds the edge for a pickup of 10. That coming out pistol here. We might see if we have Cody Barton able to split the A-gaps here. No, it's just going to be Michael Gallup again, who is the recipient of 47 yards receiving on this opening drive, as he did find the soft spot in the zone coverage that we came out in, and Dak most definitely exploited that. Now we have CeeDee Lamb over here, gonna probably be by himself, and it is gonna be a play fake. Dak steps up, couldn't get wrapped up there by Dante Fowler. It was a pretty weak arm tackle, and Dak scrambles for 7. So Cowboys into the red zone on their opening drive. We're gonna guess pass here. Dak coming out of the pistol. We'll see if it is a pass, and it is indeed. And that was nice coverage by Fuller, but doesn't seem like these Sentinels can really tackle too much today, and that could be, that's what it is right there.
But their players will have +5 break tackle and +5 play rec.
Cowboys got +5 to break tackle, and I think that we're kind of starting to see that early on here. Obvious passing situation as Dak comes out empty. There is Dalton Schultz, his tight end, picking it up for 5. So Dak perfect. So, or Luke Schoonmaker. I said Dalton Schultz. He's not even on the Cowboys anymore. That's Schoonmaker. My apologies, Luke. Didn't mean to diss you like that. But as I was saying, Dak looking extremely crisp on this opening drive, and he is moving the ball with ease, stepping up. We had Chase Young lurking there in the middle of the field, but probably was lurking back a little bit too far. We're going to send some pressure at Prescott here, see if we can get somebody maybe in the backfield, and Prescott is going to find CeeDee Lamb, and he just barely crosses the plane, he says. So CeeDee scoring the Cowboys opening touchdown. So both teams come out offense firing on all cylinders. Both teams find pay dirt. And remember, and if you watch the first game against the Cowboys, they scored on the first play of the game, a kickoff return touchdown, and we never let them score again after that. Now, will that happen in this game? I would be highly shocked. I feel like I have a better chance of getting struck by lightning here while I record this, and guess what? It ain't even storming, so I don't think that's going to happen. And I also don't think that Dudley Saxton is going to make anything happen on his kick return. Logan Thomas is gone for the game. So what does that mean? John Bates is our third string tight end, but he's also our fullback as well. We don't have a true fullback on this team, so he might get thrust into double duty. 2nd and 10 now. We'll see who wants to get open. It is going to be George again. I love him on that mesh route, and he is upended there by Leighton Vander Esch, but he is able to move the chains. All right, no more piddle dicking around here. We're going to come out, draw play to Robinson. Want to see those linebackers drop back in coverage, which they did momentarily, and I thought we were going to have a nice gainer there, but Viliami Fiocco, the left end for the Cowboys, was able to stop that play before it really materialized into anything too much. I don't really like any of these plays that the coach is calling for me, so not really quite sure what to expect here. It's 2nd and 8. Clock is ticking close to 1 minute, and ball is on the 28-yard line. So who wants to get open? Who's going to get open? We're going to step up with Ford, and I shouldn't have slid there. I thought Leighton Vander Esch was going to be sitting there in the middle of the field, but he actually took Terry on the drag route, but I just slid because I assumed that Vander Esch would take me, and as you can see, had I not slid, we would have had a little bit more real estate in front of us. First time we've really seen too much adversity in this one, as it is 3rd and 5 here. We're on the 32. Let's go pick this up and keep this drive moving, shall. Oh, George was open. He was getting open. But Osa Odigizua got to us. It's not going to go down as a sack, but man, oh man, George Willie. I know I'm going to replay a lot here, but look at this, man. George is open. right there, and I see him. Probably should have released it. Well, I pretty much did release it right at that time. But Brandon Scherff didn't really hold his block too good. And unfortunately, we're going to have to punt it back to the Cowboys, which stinks because I feel like Mike McCarthy has got the boys pretty energized in the locker room, and they're playing with increased stats as well. So this one could potentially be a shootout today. Someone's got to get Pollard, please. Pollard able to bring it to the 37. We'll see if Dak gets this playoff. He does, just barely, and that is going to be, oh, he had pressure, but that's going to be a nice completion there to Schoonmaker as the Cowboys are now into our territory. Pretty evenly matched after the first. We haven't been able to get Brian Robinson going, which has been not the case these last couple of games, but it is kind of tough sledding for old B-Rob here in this one, but still a lot of football left to go here. So we're going to send a little corner blitz at Dak, but it's going to be a run to Pollard, and somehow Jamin Davis was there to drop Pollard for a loss because I thought that Tony was going to have a lot of room to roam there, and now it's a key, well, no, second down, my apologies. I was about to say a key third down, but that would have been a lie, and I'm not in the business of lying to you guys, and that's going to be a pitch to Pollard. He has room, has some blockers too, and Pollard does get the first, but CeeDee Lamb goes down, so that's an important injury to note. Dak is perfect, 7 for 7, 77 yards, and 7 points. So lucky sevens, I suppose, for the Cowboys. And we're going to have to either get in the backfield, get a sack on Dak, force some pressure. I don't know. That's not going to be the answer, as Brandon Cooks cannot, this break tackle. Oh, he fumbled it, but it was out of bounds. I was going to say this +5 break tackle that the Cowboys got in the little pregame scenario thing is, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it here. Time to send some pressure, I think. We got Tony Pollard in the background. Dak changing the play at the line. It's going to be a play fake, and it's going to be a catch and a touchdown there by Peyton Hendershot, the third-string tight end, 3-year player in this franchise out of Indiana. And Cowboys 2 of 2 on both their drives so far, finding pay dirt both times. Ryan nearly at the 1,000-yard mark, and still a lot of football to play. I believe he is second, I want to say, in the league in rushing. I know that Saquon Barkley, and here we go again. Why the heck is this one particular play? I can't figure it out. Jartavius Martin, our free safety, is in the backfield. And when you look at the play art, there's not even anybody's face next to it, but I don't know what his carrying is, but I know that he did pick up 5 yards on that one, but I'm not sure why Jartavius Martin is just randomly in a formation, but he is, and that's just that. He wants a chance to prove himself, I guess, with other positions. So 2nd and 5 here. Need Brian to pick up a nice run. He might have it here. Nobody wanted to block Leighton Vander Esch though, and Brian not having a typical, as of late, Brian Robinson game. Another 3rd down here. Really can't afford to punt this to the Cowboys, so we kind of need to pick this up. How about John Bates? Did he get it? Wow, by a short and a curly, they say. I don't know about that, man. Wouldn't be surprised if Mike McCarthy challenges that one. I hope that he doesn't. He will not, because that was, yeah, it doesn't get much closer than that. At any rate, they give it to us. It's 1st and 10 here. Who wants to get open? Who's going to make a play? How about Terry? No one's guarding him on the slant. McLaurin, does he have the speed? He cannot outrun Stephon Gilmore, who finally catches up to him. But I saw Terry get open. I saw him split 2 defenders. I knew there was going to be some real estate. Terry making a dagger play. Let's roll out with 4. That might not be a good decision. Gave Bart Burns a chance, though. I will say that. Dax freaking Milne, who is in because Jahan Dotson is not playing. He might get open on this streak here. We'll see what happens. I kind of like it. Dax. Oh, he caught it. Look at the kid. Oh, my goodness. Look at the kid, Dax Milne. 4-year pro from Brigham Young. Only really playing in this game because Jahan Dotson is injured. I'll tell you what, man. Some routes like that, he's fast. I will give him that. He is very fast, and with some routes like that, he may earn himself some more playing time. Can Brian punch this in for his second touchdown of the day. I think he can. And it's back tied. Brian not getting it done really too much with the yardage, but he's got 2 touchdowns to show for it. They call it pay dirt for a reason. You get a lot of those, and you might have a pretty decent payday coming your way. And Brian, not sure when his contract is up, but he might have a pretty decent payday coming his way if he keeps playing like this. Need to get hopefully some pressure in the backfield. We got some pressure, but CeeDee Lamb, not sure how. Dak is perfect, by the way, trying to pull and it pains my heart to say this, a Baker Mayfield performance in Lambeau Field. God almighty. Only the second quarterback ever to have a perfect completion percent or quarterback rating in Lambeau Field. And you know who the first one was besides him? Aaron Rodgers. And the Buccaneers came into Lambeau and dismantled my Packers a couple days ago. Joe Barry has to go, the defensive coordinator. He's got to be gone, man. But LaFleur says he's keeping him for this season. I don't know. There's a quick, nice little stick route there for CeeDee Lamb, and Dak remains perfect. Ball now at the 50. 3rd and 4 here. We haven't been able to really get the Cowboys off of the field too much. We'll see what Prescott does coming out of the pistol, and that thought that could have been a pick there for Cam Curl. I did use her on him, but it was just a little bit out of position on that one, I think, as Dak does get the first down and move the chains. So the Cowboys are pretty much back into field goal range again. Let's go man coverage on this one. I'm going to have Khalil Mack kind of leak out and play some extra coverage. And there's Michael Gallup, who just continues to get open on Kendall Fuller. And I don't know why. We got to press some of these receivers, man. They're just doing whatever they want to, getting way too comfortable. Always scary when you press. You got to have good man coverage, which I think that we do. And there's Jamin. See? Jamin, the linebacker, running step for step with Michael Gallup. Don't really want him to do that too often. I mean, I do like the result of what we just saw there, but I don't want that to happen much. And now it's 2nd and 10 here, so we'll see where Dak goes. I think that was just too good of a route by CeeDee Lamb. I think that he faked Dak out on that one. We're playing straight coverage on this one. Only going to be rushing 4 here. We'll see if that is a good decision. Matter of fact, we're only rushing 3 because Hayward's playing coverage and Dak just deadly. We were in a dime package and CeeDee Lamb just run a really simple seam. He's playing the violin. Look, it's still a game, brother. Don't do that. We're not going away yet. We've pretty much answered every shot from the Cowboys. But Cooks just ran a simple, what appeared to be a simple little seam route and found the soft spot in the zone. And there's Jartavius Martin. Why? I don't know why he's in this one random set, man. I do not know the answer to that. How about Terry? That's not a good pass from Ford. That was a good route from Terry, too. It was a good route from Terry. It was just not a good pass from Ford. Taking a look at it on the replay. So Terry McLaurin, it's a good route from him. I can't center on him for whatever reason. So you see Terry, I mean, maybe it was a bad pass by me. It was an out route, so Terry was going to continue on to the sideline. But when I saw him make that first little cut, I thought that we could throw it underneath. But him and Ford just weren't on this. Him, Ford, and me, unfortunately, just weren't on the same page. And that is very scary because now we give Dallas the ball right back. And I just mentioned they get the ball after halftime too, as well. And we can't guard any of these receivers. Michael Gallup having himself a field day. I need some pressure. That's what I really need, is some pressure. And we're not going to get it. It's going to be a stick route from Cooks. I mean, you would think that the Cowboys had 7 receivers on the field and we had 4 corners. Ball's on the 3. We're coming out 0 wide receivers, hoping it's a give to their fullback or something like that. We'll see. Dak kind of running this clock down as well. It is going to be a give, not to their fullback, to Pollard. And David Mayo is able to limit him to only a gain of 2. Dallas coming out 0 wide receivers again. So, I mean, we're going 60 out jack blitz. And we're also going to, can I guess the run in time? No, I can't. It's all good thing I didn't need that sack. It's James Smith-Williams. Wow. Oh my God, the Madden gods just saved me. I was trying to guess run up the middle, and I pressed the wrong button. I couldn't find it. And thank God I didn't, because that would have been absolutely disastrous. And turns out to be a huge loss from Prescott. So we are just guessing pass, shading over top on this one here, and hoping that we can limiting the Cowboys to a field goal here would be absolutely huge. We'll see if we're able to do that. Big sack there by James Smith-Williams again. And we're going to call a timeout. I'm going to try to get, I got a secret play. I'm sure you guys know what it is. Something up my sleeve here. And how about a nice defensive stand? Back-to-back plays from James Smith-Williams. Back-to-back sacks on Dak. That is just what the doctor ordered. Let's see if we can go down the field in 36 seconds and put some points on the board. If you're a loyal follower of this channel, you should have already known what play I was going to. Single back, PA cross out of single back X bunch nasty. I call this once per game. Let's see if we can hit Curtis Samuel and get a little bit of protection. I think that we do. Curtis, you see why? Get out of bounds, Curtis. Curtis couldn't get out of bounds. We're going to call a timeout. But one play got us all the way down to the 50-yard line. So you guys see why I limit myself to once per game on that now. On this play here, we're going to put Terry on a drag. Might have Bart Burns in the middle, but I need the linebackers to give some attention to McLaurin. We're going to give it to McLaurin anyways. Can Terry get out of bounds? He can. And just like that, we are into field goal range here. So we really need to play smart. I would love a touchdown. I'm going to put McLaurin on a streak, but we don't necessarily need a touchdown. So I would be happy with points nonetheless. So we're going to, oh, look at Bart. Look at Bart. Okay, we got one timeout, and we are going to go ahead and just settle for the points here. They get the ball back after halftime as well. So could have been more aggressive, but knowing me, something dumb would have happened. So let me shut up and drill this. Good kick from Sly. I'm okay going into the locker room. I mean, I'm not okay going into the locker room down, but now it's only a touchdown game. Whereas if I would have tried to throw one more shot to the end zone and got picked off or something like that, not only would it have been a 10-point game, yes, but Dallas would have had even more momentum. So I'm fine with it. Okay, down on the scoreboard. Passing yardage is good. We need to get Brian involved. That is what has to happen right now. He needs to be our secret weapon. Now, I did make running it inside our game plan focus to start, but you see that didn't amount to anything. We're going to stick with it. And also for our defense here, Dak pretty much carved us up. And I made medium pass, or did I make it deep pass? I'm not sure. We're going to go medium pass coming out of the locker room on this one. This one just has the feel of a game that Madden has already pre-decided for me, but a big play on this drive could certainly change things around. There's CeeDee Lamb getting the ball on the end around there, only able to pick up 3. And we've really, our defense, they've been playing really great as of late, I would say. We've really not had an answer for Dak in this one, and I think it's going to come down to we got to force him to make that one big turnover or keep getting pressure there. It's the rookie, Justin Hayward, who is front runner for Defensive Rookie of the Year. He is #1 right now in votings for that prestigious award. And now we have a chance to get Dallas off of the field. We're going to guess pass. We're going to shade inside here and hopefully just have good enough coverage to get him off the field or force another sack or force Dak to roll
What the fuck is this? I don't know.
out, or it's just going to be a deep bomb there to Luke Schoonmaker. I don't know what I could have done different on that one. Dak got flustered. We had good coverage downfield, and Schoonmaker, the tight end, just cooked one of our corners there. That was Emmanuel Forbes, who can't really say too much bad about him because he has the most picks on our team, 8. And now Dak has his X Factor activated, so I am definitely shaking in my proverbial space boots here. Can we get to Pollard? Chase Young finally does after a pickup of only 2. So again, Cowboys, we got them in 3rd down here. Part of me wants to go pressure, and you know what? I am going to do just that. Risky call, I know, but I just feel like we have to get somebody back there, and it's Brandon Cooks again. Cooking Cam Curl on his route. These Dallas receivers, Michael Gallup, Brandon Cooks, Schoonmaker, the tight end. I mean, I even had Chase Young running out there just for a little bit of extra insurance, and did not seem to matter as Prescott was able to do what Prescott does best. So 1st and 10 here. We'll see where he wants to go. It's going to be a touchdown to Cooks because why wouldn't it? And this is the Dallas team that I was expecting to see early on in the season. And they're fired up. They got ratings boosts. They're pretty much cooking us in this game. Okay, J.J. Ford also has his X Factor on as well. But right now, the main priority is to hopefully get Brian involved. And he's just not doing it. I mean, he has the touchdowns. Yes, that much is for sure. And that's all well and good and everything. But the yardage is not there. And that's kind of what we need right now. So I am going to put Bart Burns on a streak here. Might have McLaurin in the middle. It's Burns. Can we get it over the head of the defender? We cannot. Not liking the feel of this game, guys. I got to be honest with you. We're going to come out empty with 5 wide receivers and just hoping that somebody can get open, and it's going to be Micah Parsons. Never had a shot on that. We had no blockers, no extra blockers to help. And now we're going to have to punt it back to the Cowboys, who are literally doing whatever they want to on we can't stop them. We can't stop them. This game is so inconsistent at times, and now we can't even tackle Pollard. But you see how good we've been playing. Now granted, our last couple games, we played the 0-7 Buccaneers, but we did dispatch the Eagles, I would say, pretty handily in our last performance. I mean, the scoreboard looked much closer than what it truly was, but that was never really a super close game. And now we just cannot seem to have any answer for Mike McCarthy and these Dallas Cowboys. And remember, winner of this game will lead the NFC East. And right now it's looking like it's not going to be your St. Louis Sentinels. I got to be honest with you. It's looking like it's probably going to be the Cowboys, but you never know. One big turnover or something like that could change the trajectory of this whole game. And now it's a big 3rd and 1 upcoming. Okay, this is it, guys. This is it indeed. Can we put our stamp on this thing, get the Cowboys off the field? Justin Hayward screaming into the middle, but mistimed the block on Pollard. Pollard now averaging about 4.5 yards per carry. Perhaps some coaching adjustments are in order. We're going to line up our corners by overall. Don't need to worry about option defense here. Our flats, we're going to keep them at 0. And I had some of our adjustments back up 5 yards, and I don't think I want to do that. I don't want to give them really any cushion at all. We're going to press our receivers, as a matter of fact, see if that has any impact on anything. Dak getting flustered, finding his receiver there, Tony Pollard. But I do think it was a bit better coverage, so I kind of like the idea of pressing these guys again. We'll see maybe if that's the recipe for success. Pollard only picking up 3. Going to try to hold these Cowboys to a field goal here. All right, here we go, guys. This very well could be the ball game here in the 3rd quarter. Not 100% sure, and it probably is, as Michael Gallup scores a touchdown. So they, them boys today. Cowboys, they, them boys. Definitely. I guess, man, oh man, I guess that pregame scenario where they got all that extra plus to play rec, that's probably what it is. +5 to play rec, +5 to break tackle. I have seen quite a bit of break tackles in this one, and it's looking like Sentinels are going to fall maybe to 2nd place in the NFC East. Now, there's still lots of football left to go, but our one secret weapon that we've really been leaning on a lot, Brian Robinson, has been completely taken out of this game here, been a non-factor. And can we send Brian Robinson over here to block Parsons? We cannot. That is pretty scary indeed. I don't like that. So maybe, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Is it going to be McLaurin? It's going to be Stephon Gilmore's 2nd pick of the game. And this one is bleak. This one is bleak indeed. Dak's got 5 touchdowns, and it's the third quarter. So I think the record is, what's the record for touchdown passes in a game? 8? Maybe, I want to say. Is it 8? 7 or 8? I'm not 100% sure. And this one's just tough. But now Dak is looking a little bit more inaccurate. But the Cowboys, I mean, they're about to go up bare minimum 41-7. And we can't sustain a drive. We can't sustain a drive. That is the issue with this game here. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to give it to Pollard. No, it's a play fake. And that's what I'm talking about, man. Everything the Cowboys do is working.
2 hours later.
We finally forced a Cowboys punt as we're here in the fourth quarter, 9 minutes. I had to stop talking for a little bit, regroup. Things were getting pretty dark over here. Things were getting pretty dismal over here. And I realized that this game is probably more or less out of reach, but I don't know. We'll see. Let's see if we can just save face a little bit here. Ford has 2 interceptions, which is not good to see at all. How about Dudley Saxton? Dudley making a nice catch. Ford is at 255, but I'm sure after this game that he will be the leader in interceptions yet again. I think he was tied with Zach Wilson or somebody. And ooh, Terry on press. I know he's getting guarded by Stephon Gilmore, but might be time to let the devil in here. Can we launch one to Terry? It's going to be our 3rd pick to Stephon Gilmore. And I just don't know, guys. I just don't know. Smallz performance going down the drain here. You ever just have one of those games that you feel like Madden predetermines what's going to happen before you take the opening snap? That's what I feel like in this game. As you see on the scoreboard there, Cowboys putting up a 50 bomb on us. Not proud of it. Not proud of it at all, but keep in mind, I mean, this Sentinels team, we've won 3 in a row. Oh, now Brian gets some lanes, finally, as he is at 13 rushes for 26 yards, a whopping 2-yard per carry average. But keep in mind, we're on a 3-game win streak, so we're playing good football. Not like we're not playing good football. Just for some reason, Cowboys had our number today, and they're just pretty much letting Brian do whatever he wants to, pad the stats. And we have 3 interceptions, all to Stephon Gilmore. Not proud of it. Not proud of it at all. I guess I probably shouldn't have thrown that guy's way today, but I definitely did, as Brian catches the screen, doing some dancing out here. That's our best drive since the first quarter. We're going to bounce back next week against the New York Football Giants. You mark my word, we are going to bounce back next week against the Giants. Hey, it's the NFL. You see it week in and week out. Every team, no matter how good they are. Cowboys just got beaten by the Bills in real life. No matter how good you are, there's going to be teams, going to be games where it just doesn't happen for you. And unfortunately, this has been one of those games and more. We were never really able to get Terry McLaurin going, as Stephon Gilmore just had him locked up the entire game. That's kind of been the big story in this one. But we do have a chance to get our first passing touchdown and make this scoreboard at least look a little bit more respectable, because right now it looks like we just got bullied, and that's probably because we just got bullied. There's no doubt about it. Ford with the rushing TD. Look at the big man. First rushing touchdown of the season, and it comes in a blowout loss to the Dallas Cowboys. You know what? I'll take it. I don't think that J.J. Ford should really be doing too much dancing back there in the end zone, because he slung 3 interceptions today. But hey, in games like this, it's the little things, and you got to find something to celebrate about. All right, so that is how your ball game is going to end. Sorry for all the long cuts, guys. I just didn't feel like you wanted to see me getting my cheeks clapped. Pause on that, throughout the course of this game. And this was just a tough one, and unfortunately, we're going to allow the Dallas Cowboys to take sole ownership of the NFC East, but we're putting this game in our rear view. One game does not define this team. We were still on a good win streak prior to this Dak Prescott nearly had a perfect quarterback rating, 6 touchdowns and 406 yards. Ford does go over 300, but the 3 picks all to Stephon Gilmore just absolutely killed us. And this is the story of the game right here. Brian Robinson has been our anchor these last couple of games. This Dallas front four, the front 7, the linebackers, the defensive linemen, they completely took Brian out of the picture. And look at Brandon Cooks, man. 9 receptions, 180 yards, 3 touchdowns. We were never able to get Terry going. I think that Coach Smallz needs to put this game on the tape, the film. It's going to be a tough day at the practice facility, but make the team sit through, and the defense particularly, and J.J. Ford. The defense needs to be in that room, and J.J. Ford needs to be in that room because they need to watch this. It's going to be painful, but in order to bounce back next week and play the Dallas Cowboys, or no, not the Dallas Cowboys. We just played them. That's right. They just smacked us. The New York Giants, we're going to have to make some changes. I think that the boys are up for the task, but it is going to be a tough one indeed. Don't even need to watch these because it's just going to tell the media in the locker room how sorry we are. One new injury, it is Logan Thomas. He's out for 4 weeks, and Jonathan Allen's still out as well. So getting ready for next episode, guys. This one was a tough one, but it's okay. We're still 6-5, still much in the thick of things for our division and for the NFC playoff race as well. So that is going to do it for me tonight, guys. As always, I appreciate you stopping by. I will catch you on the next one. Until then, peace.